Anyone here at the table with an actual graduate doctorate degree is me. And how I did it was I got scholarship money and loans.
Your mom was not able to do the things for you that you are able to do for us. What about all the rich white kids, their parents pay for their way to do everything, and then they get out of college debt-free and are millionaires?
So what about all the white people who pay for their kids to go to school, be debt-free, and they still ain't doing shit?
Now, Michael's point is still a valid one. We are blessed. We are in a situation where we can help.
Who here at the table gives a about how hard I'm working instead of being able to move towards retirement?
Me.
He said that he thinks every day about how he can, what he can do to be able to give back to you. That's what he said. But then don't.
If I'm dead before he finishes law school, then
that can happen because God might take you away.
I'm done talking about this.
Oh, I don't care. Be done. I get tired of being the lone man out. It's always 3 against 1.
I'm jumping in.
You don't jump in. You can't speak for me because you don't think like me. You don't think like me. You don't support me on
Where did that come from?
It comes from my heart. It comes from my heart. The bottom line is you are so entitled is what this revealed to me. I'm done. I'm done. I don't owe you a mother thing from here.
Hello. And what we're here to talk about is Dr. Simone and her privileged children. And I don't know. I do know, but most mothers, we kind of get in this kind of situation. So we're going to do the backstory on the Whitmores. Dr. Simone is a doctor on the show Married to Medicine, one of my favorite shows. It's a reality show, and it showcases Black doctors that are women, and either the women on the show are either married to medicine or they are the medicine. So Dr. Simone, she is the medicine, and she's married, okay? So it seems like I don't know. The internet working right? But anyways, so it seems that Dr. Simone, she is married to her college sweetheart, or either they met in college. I'm not gonna say college sweetheart, but they met in college. She went to Spelman, he went to Morehouse. Okay, they met down there. So when we're introduced to Cecil works as in the IT field for Coca-Cola. He makes a very good wage too. Looks like he doesn't make as much as Dr. Simone. So we're not talking about none of this. Oh, I hate this. Seems like my thing is moving slow. But we're not talking about your average bum ass nigga like some people kept saying. Oh, he's bum, whatever. Cecil made very good money, couple $100,000 a year. Dr. Simone probably make millions or $1 million or so. She has her own practice. And they've been married 29 years. And what has happened, they have raised these 2 little spoiled, rotten kids, which are now, they just graduated college. So they graduated college, and the scene is that Michael, who is the youngest, he's asking his mom for, a new vehicle because he got a Jeep while he was in high school or whatever. And he's tired of the Jeep. He said, I know you tired of looking at the Jeep. I'm like, boy, adopt me. So he has this Jeep ever since high school. So as they're talking about it, Dr. Simone said, let me go and get my laptop so we can discuss like finance. And she brings up the fact that Michael, this young baby here, last year has spent over $60,000 on her Chase credit card. And he couldn't even tell you what he spent it on. That's how privileged he is. And that's how much money they have, basically. Because if my kids spent even $200 a month, what the heck is you spending $200 on? I want to know. I had my daughter, I had a credit card, and she had, access to, so she had her own card on my account. And before she would use it, she would ask me, can I use it for this or that, whatever. So yeah, of course, as long as you pay your portion, because I wasn't paying for it. I ain't got it like Dr. Simone. So as Dr. Simone is talking about, he's spending $60,000 and he basically don't even know what he spent it on. I'm like, what happened to when he first spent 10, 15, 20, but $60,000? And he has, because he could have bought a car with that. So the setting is they're sitting at the table. The kids has made the parents' dinner. And girl and boys, the children then bought like some pasta from somewhere. So they're at the parents' house. Now, last I knew, Dr. Simone and Cecil had got them a condo to stay in. Well, anyways, they got the little, they had pasta in the pan, and Lord have mercy, the pan still had the wrapping on it. As you can see there. Let me point to the right place. As you can see there. There over there, you can see that pasta, the wrapping is still in it and the pasta is on top. So the way he was talking to his mom at the dinner, because before she brought it up, he said, well, make sure whatever you get ready to say, that basically you say it in a way that I can appreciate, because if not, I'm going to just have to give your food to the dogs. I'm like, that dog food should have been sent. Because first of all, I'd have cleared the table with you, because you ain't going to tell me how I'm going to talk in my motherfucking house. Well, so Dr. Simone, she proceeds to say basically how much money he has spent, why he wants this other car. Then he goes on to say, she was talking about grad school and what was his plans. And basically he told her, I intend on you paying for my college. And Dr. Simone about lost it. She said, because I'm the only one here with a doctorate from a graduate school. And I made it through school with scholarships and grants. That's how she paid her way through. And he was letting her know, hey, that's what you had to do. I shouldn't have to go through the struggle because your mom couldn't afford what you could do for us. Now, Dr. Simone and her husband, because I'm not going to just say Dr. Simone, but and her husband just paid their way through college. So they both graduated together. Miles is a little older than, what's his name? Than Michael. Let me make sure we can hear it. Miles is a little older than Michael. So Michael, let me get this right. Michael is younger. Miles took a couple years to graduate. I don't know if he took 6 years or whatever, but him and his little brother graduated together. So Dr. Simone, she's like, Does anybody realize basically how hard I work? And maybe one day I want to retire. But no, what if I died first? And her husband was like, well, that's the Lord, basically, if you die first. But we are blessed, and we basically should be able to do this. And this is where the conversation starts, okay? Whereas everybody has their opinions. So they're thinking about Cecil not standing up for Dr. Simone, because Dr. Simone, she went off. She crashed out. That's what I played at the beginning. I'm going to play it again. But she's under, I feel like, first of all, Cecil was coddled himself. Cecil believes in soft parenting, but Cecil's mom has, allowed him to stay and do all these things where he didn't have to worry. So when he married Dr. Simone, that's when he, basically moved with Dr. Simone. They moved together. But his mom took care of a lot of things. And I think the situation that Dr. Simone came from maybe wasn't as fortunate as what Cecil had going on, because it don't seem like Cecil was like pressured to do anything, because most times some kids have to participate and help them pay for the bills and all that kind of stuff. I didn't do that with my children either. So they, they got a little privilege like that, but honey, they ain't nothing like this, because I ain't got it like that. But no, my children, I ain't buying no cars either. My husband bought my daughter a car and she didn't appreciate it. And she thought she was going to get something like we were driving. I'm like, girl, you still the one in school, not us. And so I do feel like a lot of times when you're raising your children, you want to do better than your parents. That's always the goal, to do better than your parents. You want to be able to afford the kids things that your parents couldn't afford you. That's like my mother, when she raised us, and her mom always bought them, stuff that they didn't want to wear. So my mom always went all the way the other way. So whatever, my mom wasn't I wouldn't say we was just spoiled, but like whatever activity or after school program you were in, my mom always made sure that you had whatever was called for. So I was always into kind of like artsy stuff. I was a part of the Afro-American Club. So we used to have a musical every year. So you dance, sing, model, and all that stuff. And I remember telling my mom, because me and my brother were both in it, we need Jordans. So we got to have Jordans. We got to have this kind of Jordans. We didn't have to, but that's what we told her, because we know we was going to get it. So I see where Simone wants to do all these things for her children, and she made it easy because these kids don't know anything, about a struggle. But Simone remembers the struggle, and that's the issue. Because even though as a Gen X and I have a Gen Z and a millennial, we remember a struggle that our parents, had to go through. Now, my struggle wasn't as bad as some people. So I would say my mom was a single parent after my parents divorced, but my mom bought a house. My mom put herself through college, graduated debt free. Our struggles were my mom didn't believe in paying for cable. So we didn't have cable as kids. So hell no, she wasn't paying for cable. So no, she just wasn't doing it. Now she got cable now, but when we was coming up, she didn't believe in that. We had to watch some local channels. But my mom, we always took family trips. We went to the movies. We went out to eat every Friday. We did all those things, My mom taught us how to save money, because most people who didn't know, looking for the outside in, especially if they only saw me, a lot of people only assumed I was an only child, because I kind of moved like an only child did. But my mom ain't buying us no cars. Only person got a car, help with cars, was my brothers. I never got help with a car. But my mom was a woman who would, handle her business, I would say like that. And so Dr. Simone is one of those type of women. She's driven, because she is a passionate OBGYN. She, takes care of the family. Cecil, on the other hand, he was kind of forced into retirement. So I'm pretty sure he took the golden parachute. He got paid well, because everybody's looking like, well, why ain't Cecil out there working? Cecil's damn near 60. When I'm 60, I don't plan on working either. My husband want to keep working, that's him, but I don't plan on working, so I got to get on the ball. So Dr. Simone is probably making way more money than Cecil was making, especially now that she's on the show. Her practice is probably doing very well since she's on the show. Seems like my lightning is getting darker. But since she was on the show, so, you know, it is what it is. But I wouldn't say Cecil was broke. Never. I would never say that. So her complaint is that Cecil doesn't have her back, and she feels like it's 3 versus 1 because they're all men in the household. So when she, you know, goes off, have her moment, tells everybody, fuck you, I don't owe you a motherfucking thing. Oh, surround sound Simone, as Carlos King's coins her, surround sound, she went off. I don't think production knew what to do. Dr. Heavenly said, yeah, because they talked about it. I guess production, you know, the word got out how bad or how intense the scene was. So when we see the next scene where Simone goes in and basically says at the end that, you know, because Quad says some of the married women here don't even want to be married no more. And then Simone says, who wants to be divorced besides me? So, you know, after the episode had aired, Dr. Simone and her family, they did a live. And basically we found out in this live that fuck the bullshit and everything else. He got the car he wanted, and I think Dr. Simone is going to be paying for law school. He ended up getting a new Tesla. And basically, she just said, hey, we all right over here. We good. Y'all see the moment how we, you know, it's real over here. And she seems to be one of those kind of mothers that's going to go off, snap, and it's still doing the fuck you want her to do. She just going to complain a little bit. I'm saying, Dr. Simone, adopt me. Take me. I want to be up there. But, you know, that's how mothers do a lot of times. You know, with my children, my son stayed home other than when he went to college for a year. He went away for college right after high school. Then COVID hit the next year, so he came back home to do college and realized college wasn't for him. You know, so he decided he wanted to make his own way. Go ahead. But he stayed at home. My son just moved out this past, July. He bought his own home, you know, and he bought a brand new home, you know, and I feel like, yes, we want to set our kids up so they do better than what we did. I wasn't buying a brand new home built up from the ground at 25 years old. I had my first kid before 25. I had my kid at 20. My son didn't have his first kid until he was 25. He just turned 26 in October. Brand new house, new kid. I mean, he's an awesome dad doing the thing. My daughter, on the other hand, we always kind of looked out for her. She had her children early. So she got 3 kids now, but she just bought her home last year, you know, brand new home built up from the ground. So when she decided to, when we were, she was in the process of building, I told her to come home. So she came back home, stayed here. Her kids went with the dad, and because he lives out of town. And what we did was allow her to save her money. So when she moved in, you know, because you already got to put a down payment down. I think her closing costs and everything, I think was like $13,000. So that was money she had to have, you know. And my daughter, she at the time when she was 31. She was 31. She started the process at 30, but by the time everything ended, she was 31 when she bought her house. So, you know, brand new house built up from the ground. We allowed her to come home so she could save money. So I was not one of those parents that felt like my children didn't have to work. You know, my thing was, you know, my mom always told me once you start working, you'll be working the rest of your life. And when I wanted to start working when I was 16, she really didn't want me to because she didn't really feel like it was a cause to. But, you know, I wanted to buy some of the shit I wanted to buy. And all my friends was working, so I wanted to work. And she goes, you're going to be working till this is starting it, so you can be working until forever. And that's what happened. I was 16. I've been working ever since. But so my daughter really didn't work. She helped me with my daycare, so that was kind of like work for her. I paid her. And then my son, he worked a little bit, but I'm one of those parents, hey, school is important. So, make it through school or whatever. Plus, my son was into sports. He played football all through school in his freshman year of college. So then when he decided to go to college, he went to a private college. And everything was covered but $10,000. And that was $10,000 a semester that me and my husband had to come up with. I'm like, we scraping it. I'm like, but, we were trying to give our kids something we hadn't experienced. My mom, even if I would have went to college, my mom was, single parents. I probably could have got on like some kind of something. I know my brother under me, he ended up going to Jackson State University, which is a HBCU. He went down there, played football. And I remember my mom having to, pay for the food, the plan and all that kind of stuff. So then he went from there. He went to Earlham. Then my brother he went on to the military. He didn't really complete his degree till shit. He was probably about 40. He just got his master's. He's a school teacher. So, everybody has their own path in life, and I have a little brother who never went to college, didn't really go to high school. And he's doing better than everybody. I mean, he might got a GED, but, school wasn't for him. He was one of the ones who knew how to make the money. So he's doing very well, so it is what it is. Most of us are entrepreneurs in my family. My dad's kids, out of my mom's kids, the middle brother, he's the educated one, school teacher. Me and my little brother, I got some college education. I just didn't graduate, honey. And my little brother, he can go. So, and we both are entrepreneurs. So, but like I said, the goal is for your kids to do better than you. And then, that makes you proud. I'm proud when I look at my kids. Hey, first of all, they bought a house younger than me. Then they bought houses that me and my husband, we didn't buy at that age. We did a whole bunch of reconstruction on our home. And I don't plan on, if I do buy another house, it's going to be out in the country somewhere. But, out there, I own a couple of acres or something like that. That's why I don't want no neighbors. But so I understand Dr. Simone's, how they spoiled their children. And, that's all they know. I'm pretty sure Dr. Simone probably makes a couple $1 million a year. That's why the $60,000 he was spending, just swipe it. I said, oh, I wish I had a card I could just swipe and not care. She said, swiping a motherfucking card. I wish I could swipe a motherfucking card right now. Look, me and my husband, we got to still do Christmas shopping. I don't ever do it to the last minute. So normally I don't go to like the 23rd. And he's dreading it because he don't even want to go with me because he said, I don't like going into all those stores. I do. I like to shop, and hear me, my fat ass, every time I go in, because I got my granddaughter, she's 13, our granddaughter is. So I'm always looking in the small clothes, in the small sizes, 7 and under, because that's what I used to wear. And I'm like, oh, this is cute. So I love shopping. So, but anyways, Dr. Simone and Michael, they're having it out and in the live. I think he said he didn't speak to his mom for 2 weeks. Or they didn't speak. And I'm like, Dr. Simone and Cecil got them a condo that they wouldn't keep clean because that was aired, I think the season before. They stayed there rent-free. Then she decided to charge them rent, like once they got out of school or some kind of way that after a certain period, they would have to start paying. And so the older boy had to pay so much because he wasn't doing shit. And that's why I was so excited to see that he graduated. So he wasn't really doing anything. So, and the way they kept that condo was a mess. I'm like, your parents got you in a condo. So basically, Dr. Simone said the only thing she has to do is keep a roof over their head. That's it. Other than that, she done. And, you know, I understand her way of thinking. You know, we raise our kids to, you want them to be able to be independent. You don't want them to depend on you forever. Still got the damn titty in the mouth and they damn 35 years old. So, you know, and he says, you know, white kids, and someone made the point, you're down there in the land of black, where you're around a lot of affluent black kids, and you bring up white kids. White kids, their parents pay for their tuition, where so when they graduate college, they are debt free, and they're making millions. And Dr. Simone said, what about the white kids that the parents pay for everything and they still ain't shit? Dr. Simone, she keeps me laughing. I'm not lying, but I feel her pain. And she, you know, so people that did these think pieces said she should be with Cecil. He ain't making no money. The man is retired. He's selling houses on the side. He said, y'all don't know about my investments. Y'all seen a little bit of the show. He's like, don't get it twisted. But I'm pretty sure Simone is still the breadwinner of the household, you know, right now. He probably, because I'm pretty sure the roles reversed when she started making a lot of money. And he did more time with the children. She has a practice, so she's gone longer. So he was the one who probably went to the games, did all the things, you know, and he seems to be a good dad, you know. But, you know, he's one of those dads that kind of, you know, believe in spoiling and soft parenting. And Dr. Simone believes in cussing you out and every damn thing else, but still gonna buy the son a Tesla. And she's probably looking at, well, what if Miles decides he wants to go to graduate school? And I got to pay for Miles too? And then what if Miles wants a new car? I got to buy him a new car too, because he said at the table, I got a mother that makes very good money. People said, he didn't say that about Cecil. Cecil ain't working. And the show is called Married to Medicine, and she is the medicine. So we ain't talking about Cecil's money. What he may have or what he may not. I'm pretty sure. You know, so Dr. Simone, I would say this. If your goal is to be married, the dating pool is pissed. And Dr. Simone, they already posted pictures of, you know, videos of them, like basically they fine. You know, y'all see, you know, we have our moments, highs and lows. We've been married 29 years. We good over here. So, but this scene was very explosive. And it lets you into a world where we see how affluent Black children feel when they're being spoiled. And those kids are really spoiled because they went over and cleaned up their apartment, and that apartment looked like crap. I said, oh my God. I mean, a condo. But adopt me, Dr. Simone. Like when I went to my little brother, that's the one that ain't been to no type of college. When I went to his house, because he had a bunch of furniture being delivered there, I said, let me go on over here so I can see what it looked like to have a whole house furnished at one time. Ain't never done that. Ain't never had to go to the store and say, I want that. Like Michael Jackson do that. I want that. I want that. I ain't never had that. And I mean, he has a very nice home. It's like over 6,000 square feet. Nice. And so when I went over there to see all this furniture delivered, and I went up to my niece's room, and I said, shit, her room looked better than yours. And my niece, she's 12. And I was like, well, to my little brother, you can adopt me. I want me a bedroom suit like she get. But, you know, that's, you know, the goal. Like my mom looking at me and my brothers. We all are homeowners. We all have done better than she had. And that makes her smile, you know, because you don't want to see your kid that you have to worry about, like, oh, if I'm gone, what's going to happen to them? They don't know how to make it. They got to live off of me. Because my mom, she was even kind of stressing out about things like after death stuff. Like, what is she leaving to us? I'm like, you got a house, we sell the house or whatever. And we split it 3 ways. I'm not, me personally, I'm not going to stress myself about the afterlife. I know we want to leave a financial legacy. For those who can, do. But for those who, I'm not going to get 60, 70 years old. And if my life turns out that I'm not able to leave money for my grandkids and all that, it's just what it is, you know. And I'm not going to stress myself about it because, hell, didn't nobody ever leave me shit. I mean, my grandmother did give my mom a house. Then my mom, you know, so, you know, my little brother, he actually redid it and then he's renting it out. But it is what it is, you know. Most Black people, you know, we didn't have it easy. So I'm going to put it like that. Every other group did. We didn't. So we know what it's like to struggle. So when our kids get a chance to have privilege, we allow it. Because it's some things like when my son told me about a situation when he was in school and someone, I can't remember what it was. Maybe my husband picked him up or something. I don't know. And the kids was like, Jonelle got a dad. I think, I'm like, you lying. He just told me this not too long ago. He's like, yeah, they were like, his daddy and mama go together. I'm like, what? Because even as a kid, when I came up to school, my parents divorced, but my mom and dad, my dad, until he moved to Texas, my parents, we went out to eat together. We would even go on trips together, you know, like maybe just the amusement parks around here, which are in Ohio, Cedar Point or Kings Island. We would go to those things, or Toledo Zoo. Those are places my mom and dad used to take us, or we'll used to go over to St. Louis and go to the Arch, you know, or even when they were married, we would like go shopping for the day in Chicago, I remember, or go shopping in Cincinnati where he had brother lived. Oh, Jesus. Hold on a second. So those kind of things my parents did. And like I said, both of my parents had strived to do better than their parents and to give their kids more than their parents gave them. You know, like my grandmother, she was a person who saved my mom's mother. And she had 6 kids. She was widowed at a young age. So her kids, you know, my grandma had money in the bank because she ain't never worked. Not long as I came up. And whatever you need, she was able to give to you, you know, whatever it was. And then one time I remember my dad kind of told me, like, you know, your grandma used to what she put in the church back in the 70s is what people was making in real life. I'm like, what? He's just put that in a week. I didn't even realize my grandma had owned the building that they was having church in. I didn't even know that, not until I was grown. So, but my mother, she said, felt like they had, when they were in school, whatever, my grandma would take them to maybe like the Salvation Army. So my mom always bought, when we was coming up, like name brand, whatever. She always bought, like even with groceries, like I would buy the Kroger brand or something. My mama's was coming up, she didn't buy that kind of stuff. It was always, was it Jolly Green Giant, whatever that kind of vegetable was. I don't even buy it, let you know. I buy Kroger brand. But whatever that name brand was, that's what she bought. She didn't buy the off brand because my grandma did. So, you know, and my grandmother, plus my dad, their families did holiday stuff and all that. So my mom wasn't used to that. So like my aunt said, well, you know, get like what most people do now, buy the kids stuff for different holidays. So that's what my mom got into because my grandma didn't do that, honey. Honey, Christmas like another day all day. But whatever you need, my grandma had it. Whatever it was, honey. You said, grandma, I need $400 or $500. Okay, let me go back in the room. That's how my grandma was. She just was not one of those persons that really celebrated the holidays like that. Or she wasn't like an old jazzy dresser. anything, but she was a woman of God, and honey, she had money and she was spending it carefully. So, basically to say, so each, even on my dad's side, my grandparents, they had a farm in Missouri. So, they wanted to see their kids strive to do better too. Hold on one second again. Yeah, we trying to figure out Christmas. My daughter wanted to know. I guess they all trying to figure out what time we going shopping. So I think my daughter on her way to get her hair done. And then my granddaughter should be on her way over here. So then me and my husband are going to take the grandbaby and we're going to just start going Christmas shopping, which he dreads doing, which I love. So that's it. But also, this meal that was prepared by the boys, Dr. Simone, when you see this, cuss them boys out again for feeding y'all food on top of that plastic wrapping. Hot mess. But what do you guys think about having privileged children? And that's the goal. Our goal is to be able to do things for our children that we did not have. And I don't think my kids need to get it out of the mud like I had to. I don't. If I could give them a helping hand, I am. I really am. But you're not going to use me. And that's the thing. And you're going to talk respectfully to me. Because Dr. Heavily talked about the situation. She said, shit, I've done the same thing. She said, the difference in between me and my kids is my kids ain't going to talk disrespectful to me. But then she said, talk about her boys. She said, but that damn Laura she got is the Michael of her life. So, it's all according to, but that's the way, she's allows them to talk. Because I don't really, if I say a cuss word around my mom, I'm probably repeating what somebody else said. I'm not just really dilly cussing around my mom. But my dad, on the other hand, that's the way he talks. So, but my mom, I don't do that. No. I have a little bit more reverence. My daddy, that's the way he talk. Shit, what, and he expect, my daddy, he'll be the one passing you the joint. He gonna peer pressure. Like, daddy, me and you are not peers. So I don't wish you to, you square like your mom. Yeah, I am. If everybody, do what you do. I just ain't never learned how to do it. And I don't feel like coughing up a lung trying to learn. But yeah. So I just feel that Dr. Simone, if you're feeling that stressed out, then stop. Or either you have to say, hey, Michael, I'm not paying for your whole law school, but I'll pay for a portion. I will assist. But I'm not, because at this point in time, going to law school, so evidently he's probably trying to go to school and not work. I don't know. But these rich people problems, I ain't got none of it. I wish I was able to, could flex like that. My kids spent $60,000 and I don't fucking really know about it. So I look at the statements. No, honey, I would have known. Girl, you spent what? I done cuss your ass out like she did. But it is what it is. Dr. Simone has her spoiled son, and that's her baby. That's her baby. He looked most like her. And I'm thinking he probably acts most like her because the older boy, Miles, he was quiet during this scene. He said it didn't involve him. He was quiet. He said he tried to keep what he got. He let little young Michael talk. He said, because I ain't saying shit. She said, because does anybody care? He go, I do. If I was to drop dead, how much I'm trying to work and I want to retire. And I guess she said, I'm 58. I want to retire in the next whatever. Because look, I'm 53. I want to be done at 55. I don't know how I'm going to do it. the Lord's going to make a way. Because I want to be done. I want to sit back and, have residual income. I don't want to be working. I don't want to get up out the bed and hate my life. Oh, I hate doing this. I hate doing it. But because it pays so well, then you're still doing it. Now, if my husband want to keep working, that's on him. That's why I'm about to go out and buy me a lottery ticket tonight. Maybe the Lord might bless me tonight. I want to win the Mega Millions or the Powerball jackpot. Lord, I'm putting it in there, putting it out there. Look, name it and claim it. I want to win. But yeah, Dr. Simone, I'm going to do it, play it one more time. Dr. Simone was very pissed off with her son. And we'll listen to it one more time.
Anyone here at the table with an actual graduate doctorate degree is me. And how I did it was I got scholarship money and loans.
Your mom was not able to do the things for you that you are able to do for us. What about all the rich white kids, their parents pay for their way to do everything, and then they get out of college debt-free and are millionaires?
So what about all the white people who pay for their kids to go to school, be debt-free, and they still ain't doing shit?
Now, Michael's point is still a valid one. We are blessed. We are in a situation where we can help.
Who here at the table gives a about how hard I'm working instead of being able to move towards retirement?
Me.
He said that he thinks every day about how what he can do to be able to give back to you. That's what he said. But then don't.
If I'm dead before he finishes law school, then
that can
what?
happen because God might take you away.
I'm done talking about this.
Oh, I don't care. Be done. I get tired of being the lone man out. It's always 3 against 1.
I'm jumping
you
in.
don't jump in. You can't speak for me because you don't think like me. You don't think like me. You don't support me on
Where did that come from?
It comes from my heart. It comes from my heart. The bottom line is you are so entitled is what this revealed to me. I'm done. I'm done. I don't owe you a mother thing from here.
She said, I don't owe you a motherfucking thing from here. To go ahead and buy this boy dang on Tesla. She said, I don't owe you a motherfucker. Oh, Lord, I love what she said. I like when she cuss. She cusses and it just do something to me. I wanted to play a little bit of their live. Let's do it here. Because, honey, he basically, Cecil, he says some things and, she pulls them back. So you more concerned about what them people think. Why? So here, let's do the live.
I think I'm saying is this. When I do wrong, I think it's fair for you to speak on it. I think you're giving your opinion, and I think that is totally fine. Where I have an issue, though, is that when you speak on and make a comment that, oh, I've been married 29 years, he's not going to do anything. That gave...
But I didn't say that. That is how you
change
took
what
that.
he say?
Yeah, you said
No,
nothing's going to change. I've been married
I
29 years.
What he's talking about are my conversations about Contessa and Scott. And how you start the marriage is how it's going to be. So if you never expected gifts, if you never expected birthday gifts, girl, you're not getting them now.
So I'll ask.
I never said that you didn't throw me a party or you don't. You've done amazing for my birthday. And maybe it could be that just my speaking and you're already in your feelings about this episode that you are taking it in.
So
just based on everything I'm saying. But I do believe how you start is how you finish. And you, other people being before me was not new to my marriage.
Well, first off, let me say this. I think that statement is a statement that people say often in relationships, but you're not, in relationships, you're not training anyone. You're not going to shape anyone. People are who they are, and people change in relationships. People start off one way and
some people never change in relationships.
Some do and some don't. But if they change, it negates the point that you made. And the point is that someone can change. And all I'm asking the people that are on here, the 450 people on there, when you made the comment, did you take that comment to mean that Cecil ain't doing shit for Simone? I'm asking the people, not how you felt.
Right, but why are you more, but Cecil, this is what I'm asking you, babe, before I get in my car and head home. Why are you more concerned about what the people think than what was my actual intent?
Well, but I'm not clear on what your intent was. Was your intent on Scott or was it on me?
These people you don't know ain't paying nary $1 bill in your house.
Yeah, I'm not concerned.
You are concerned. You are concerned. You're asking the people what they think.
Well, but again,
we are on
a live. If you just
like
come on,
let me do. Hold on.
But then ask the people what they think about the parenting that happened at that table. Ask the people that.
Hey, people. So we are on live, and I felt like we were kind of supposed to like show people that, and not guys, there was no plan, as y'all can see, to this live, y'all see how it went. Guys, we're in a good space as a family, to my knowledge. We have good moments together, we talk and we laugh, so we're just gonna go ahead and dead this conversation right now. And the only thing that I would say is what Dad was saying about the reality indifference of the show. I don't necessarily think that had anything to do about your marriage. I think that comment was solely about our conversation that we had on that show. I think those were two separate thoughts. Like, he was talking about the marriage, and then he said, the thing about reality TV is it's not always reality, and then talked about that. And what my dad was saying is true. They showed 5 minutes of what was a 40-minute conversation. What they showed might not have necessarily been the whole point of the conversation, but who really cares, guys? Like, and this is what I've talked about with my mom, guys. Everyone's argued or had a disagreement with their mother. One, what our disagreement about happens to be different because that's going to pertain to our family. One. Two, we happen to be on a reality TV show for you all to watch and feel obligated to give your opinion. And
we had a real moment on National.
Yeah, and that was a genuine, and something me and my mom talked about. After that moment, me and my mom probably didn't talk 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That was a genuine argument that we had that in New York, having a blast. That me and her were just in New York having a blast. So and we got, so everybody say what up to Miles. Miles kind of ducked in there in a heated, hot moment. What up, baby? Get you some love, Miles. Miles, get you some love, boy.
I'll just say the comment, I don't speak. Well, they were in the middle of something, but that had nothing to do with me. But love you
guys. Miles is funny, y'all. Miles is funny. As the longer we on the show, the more y'all gonna see it. That's a funny guy, bro, and he's involved in the family just like we're all involved in the family. We're 4 peas in a pod. Like, that's how it works. We all have our relationships with each other, and it makes our family go. So what y'all see, it don't matter, bro. We know what we got going on. Law school, We gonna get it figured out. In case y'all are wondering, I don't drive a Jeep anymore. I drive a Tesla. So bow.
Don't do that.
No, see, now you done stirred up some shit now.
Don't do that.
My bad.
Now
but we good though. That's the moral. That's the moral. We are good, and we are a passionate family. So when y'all see us rah-rah go back and forth, those two people on my
we
screen,
rah-rah. We've been rah-rah for your entire life. We gonna be rah-rah. We that rah-rah family.
And that's what it is. On my screen, she's above me and he's on the right. They're passionate people. So they go back and forth, but they're strong-willed and they're smart. So that's why the back and forth gets animated. It gets a lot. But we good, bro. That's it. Yeah, let's get up out of this shit, man.
All right, we gonna get ready to call it a night. Thanks everybody who joined. Thanks everybody who watched tonight. If you missed it tonight, catch it tomorrow night, Monday on.
You gotta watch it on Peacock. It's better. Actually, it's better on Peacock because it's the uncut version. When I cuss Simone out, it's gonna be on the Peacock version tomorrow on Monday.
No man is ever gonna be.
They show the part where I cuss Simone out. And y'all want me to talk. Y'all want me to talk tomorrow, Monday on Peacock. Tune in.
All right.
It's gonna be, night. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be amazing.
I love the Whitmores.
We love it.
So she said she loved the Whitmores. And, they did a little promotion at the end, try to get you guys to come over and watch it on Peacock. But what I will say, Married to Medicine is I think it's one of the best shows on Bravo. We're not getting a whole lot of crazy Dr. Heavenly this year because Dr. Heavenly is running for Congress. Hey, if you're in Georgia, vote for Dr. Heavenly. But I thought that was a real authentic moment at the table, the dinner table, where the family, families have it. We fall out and we fall back in. So that's how it is. And they let you know we good and we gonna figure out law school. And I got my new car. So that was it with Dr. Simone and Cecil. Y'all quit saying that they need to get a divorce. Stop that. I'm a woman who's been married 31 years. Don't do that. Don't do that. They fall out and fall in. That's how they do. Cecil is retired. He sells houses on the side. They know their finances. And don't be listening to what Dr. Heavenly be saying. I love Dr. Heavenly, but don't be listening to her. They know how their household is, and he know how Simone is. So shoot, he been dealing with her ass all these damn years, and she been dealing with him. So it is what it is. And shouts out to all affluent Black families. Shouts out to them. I hope to get there one day. But shouts out. I want to be able to pay. Maybe I won't be able to pay for my grandkids' college. I messed up on my kids so far. I mean, to mess up on that part. But maybe my grandkids one day. So, but yeah. That's it. That's all. Y'all let me know. Please come in and like, share, and subscribe. It's free 99. And let me know your thoughts on privileged children, especially this Generation Z. Let me know what y'all think about them. Because Dr. Heavenly said they ain't about shit. They don't want to work. They don't want to do nothing. But she's spoiling them. Let me know what your thoughts are. And until the next time, Brandy and I should be back together, I believe tomorrow afternoon for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm not very sure if we're going to change it, but definitely on Mondays, not Mondays, Tuesday is when we'll do a recap of Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. Until then, I'll see you later. And I'm going to leave you with Dr. Simone going off. Let's play it one more again.
Anyone here at the table with an actual graduate doctorate degree is me. And how I did it was I got scholarship money and loans.
Your mom was not able to do the things for you that you are able to do for us. What about all the rich white kids, their parents pay for their way to do everything, and then they get out of college debt-free and are millionaires?
So what about all the white people who pay for their kids to go to school, be debt-free, and they still ain't doing shit?
Now, Michael's point is still a valid one. We are blessed. We are in a situation where we can help.
Who here at the table gives a about how hard I'm working instead of being able to move towards retirement?
Me.
He said that he thinks every day about how he can, what he can do to be able to give back to you. That's what he said. But then don't.
If I'm dead before he finishes law school, then
that can
what?
happen because God might take you away.
I'm done talking about this.
Oh, I don't care. Be done. I get tired of being the lone man out. It's always 3 against 1.
I'm jumping
you
in.
don't jump in. You can't speak for me because you don't think like me. You don't think like me. You don't support me on
Where did that come from?
It comes from my heart. It comes from my heart. The bottom line is you are so entitled is what this revealed to me. I'm done. I'm done. I don't owe you a thing from here.
Bye-bye. She said she done. She don't own a motherfucking thing from here. But that Tesla. Bye-bye.